Hello everyone, my name is Kieran. Welcome to another Manchester United live stream. Tonight we're going to be talking about the latest comments made by Jose Mourinho or just the story surrounding it, because even in that first sentence there are some things I don't agree with, and of course this is kind of the truth almost behind this story and the things that aren't being reported by the media that I think you guys should know if you haven't already done the research already. And I know that a lot of you will be probably watching this as a video because I'm going live a bit earlier than I usually would do, but I thought I'd give my take on this story. So if you are watching live, I really do appreciate it. Please leave a like if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And if you are watching this as a video, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. But welcome Ricky and welcome Dazza, who are watching live. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. I won't be taking any calls for this. It's not going to be too long of a stream. It's going to be more of kind of a video format, but I will still be taking your questions and things like that if you do want to get your voice heard in the live chat. But I just want to give my opinion on this. Now, the story is that these comments that Jose Mourinho made about a month ago to a Spanish TV station, so not even an English TV channel, a Spanish TV channel called Univision in Spain, which is also kind of supported by some of the English red top newspapers like the Sun and things like that. So it's kind of similar to that. So it's a kind of that sort of equivalent in Spain. So that's probably why all these comments seem to be reported and things like that. And the story is that some of the comments that Mourinho made have been about Luke Shaw and Jesse Lingard and some of the young players at Manchester United, and he goes on to talk about how they don't have the character that players used to, and you know they're pampered, these players, and you know they don't have as much kind of hunger and desire that players did before. But I will give you the proper quotes right now. So what he said was, you know, he was talking about maturity and he was quoted. These were the quotes. Now, obviously, firstly, I would just want to say that there's no reason why these quotes were not misrepresented. I mean, he was talking in Spanish, you know, talking in his native tongue. So, you know, it was always going to be, you know, probably lost in translation along the way. I don't, but you know, maybe it's not, but you know, I wouldn't put it past that to happen. Like, don't you know, leave that out of the question. He says, let me be clear, when I say maturity, I mean maturity on a personal level. We had more men, we were more mature, we were more prepared for life, we were less protected. So that's some of the comments he reportedly made talking about young players these days and how you know, they're more pampered, they're more protected, they've got more people around them, and so they're less equipped to kind of, you know, deal with the reality of life. That's what he's trying to say there. He also goes on to say there are spoilt kids now. The kids of today have a different life, an easier environment. I'm talking about the people around the players. Of course, again, as I just said, he's there referring to there's more people kind of supporting them and creating a kind of really loving environment for them, which players in Jose Mourinho's era and eras gone by didn't necessarily have. He says these people give them too much affection and too many excuses, and people mature much slowly now. So again, there he's referring to, you know, obviously, you know, he, in his opinion, it's being reported that he thinks that, you know, players nowadays, they have to have, you know, they're only fully matured when they're kind of, you know, 23, 24. In that kind of early stage of their career, they're still very, very kind of, what's the word? Kind of, well, not mature. They're not mature. They're very vulnerable and things like that. But as I said, in Jose Mourinho's era, he felt it was a lot different. And obviously, he goes on to talk about Luke Shaw as an example of this. But one of the things that he says, obviously, about Luke Shaw, you know, having very big potential but not the character, he was referring to what he was talking about. Luke Shaw referring to him when he first joined Manchester United. He wasn't referring to him as he was, you know, yesterday or a month ago. He was referring to Luke Shaw as he was when he first joined Manchester United. So again, I think that's been misrepresented a lot. And then obviously, you know, he talked again about Martial, Lingard, Rashford, all players who, you know, actually he's talked in very, very glowing terms of. And I think there's a lot of people who are very, very quick to join the bandwagon of, you know, oh well, he's saying these things, he must hate these players, but I don't think that at all. I really don't think that at all. And yeah, so, and in the end, he goes on to say, but at the end of the day, it results in the word, I cannot say, they're saying he means cojones. Well, I've said that wrong anyway, but you know what I mean. But you use it a lot here. Character, personality, they lack a little. So that's what he's been quoted as saying in the press, that these players lack a bit of kind of, character, and lack a bit of, a bit of bottle, I think, is what he's trying to say. And they're not as tough as they used to be, as they used to make him, as they say. But I think, as I said, for me, these quotes have been completely misrepresented. These quotes weren't even made today. I think it's weird how they've been brought up now, the fact that these quotes haven't actually been made until today. I just found it really weird, and I wanted to give my thoughts on these quotes because I've seen a lot of people reacting to them and, having their say on them. But I just wanted to give my thoughts on them. And for me, I don't think, they're being represented in the right way. I think Mourinho as well, in today's press conference, when asked to address the comments, said he's not playing the media's games, which I think is absolutely right. He shouldn't be. He shouldn't be trying to play the media's games. The media are trying to get things out of him and, twisting things every which way. He probably feels like he can't say anything controversial, so he just ends up saying nothing at all. And then when he says nothing, even the media try and twist that into something else. So I can feel Mourinho's frustrations, and I'm happy that he's not, trying to pander to them and answer their questions, which is good. But also, guys, if you are watching this as a video, please do leave your thoughts on this in the comment section down below. Also, go and check out the Crystal Palace preview I did yesterday. I did the preview a day before I'd usually do it. Usually I'd do the preview the night before a game, but I thought I'd do it 2 days before. So if you guys haven't already, go and check out the preview. The preview that's up on the channel right now. Give it a like and all that sort of good stuff. And also, if you do want to, feel free to do so. You don't have to, but I have written an article for the Red Devils Daily, which is about Memphis Depay and the potential return of Memphis Depay to Manchester United. So if you want to give that a read, the link to that article will be in the description down below. And welcome to Jack and welcome to Red Army MFC who are watching live. And yeah, this is probably not going to be the longest stream, but if you are watching this as a video, thank you very much. And if you are watching this live, thank you very much as well. So Dazza here says, issue with Jose is he's always blaming players for losing games when most of the time it's down to him, but he doesn't blame himself, which shows that he's arrogant and disrespectful to players. I think, yeah, I mean, in some cases I agree that, he has kind of gone to blame the players, but in the end of the day, I do sometimes have sympathy with him because there's a lot of times where he puts out a team which on paper should be able to win the game, and he sets them up right, and they go out there and they don't perform, and, they have individual mistakes, and I think it's very harsh to kind of blame Mourinho for some of our players' individual mistakes or lack of wanting to play well or lack of performance. I think, for me, when a manager picks a team, once that team goes out on the pitch, it's the players' responsibility to deliver what the manager wants. And if they can't do that, then it's not the manager's fault. If the players are delivering what the manager wants and the strategy doesn't work, then I think usually Jose Mourinho can recognise that, and he says he got the tactics wrong. And I think, I mean, you might think I'm just kind of sticking up for Mourinho because I'm Mourinho in, I'm still just sticking up for him, but I genuinely believe that he can't be behind every single loss we have. But obviously, it's your guys' opinion. Jack, welcome to stream, mate. He says, classic media, going for Jose while they suck up to Pep and Klopp. Exactly. No, I totally agree. I totally agree. It really is, it's really annoying to see, but Mourinho said it himself. He'd rather people kind of, hate him than just kind of be sucking up to him. And I think, I'd probably rather be in that situation. I'd rather be hated, but, not kind of false praise and people, having this kind of Liverpool and Man City loving because they somehow play better, more attacking football. It's almost as if they're getting more praise from the media because they get more ratings on their matches and things like that because more people want to tune in to good football. But I don't know. It's really, really frustrating. And, I think, you know, if you look at like, you know, programs like The Debate on Sky Sports, it's always about Jose Mourinho. There's always a story about Jose Mourinho in there. So it's, yeah, it's I mean, we all know there's a media agenda. There is definitely a media agenda. There is definitely, you know, a lot of people gunning for him because it's an easy win. It's an easy click on an article. You know, if you write about Jose Mourinho, it's easy to do that. And yeah, welcome to everyone who has just joined, by the way. Real Army says, if Memphis can stop being a showboat, I'll probably take him back. He's always showing signs he'll go back, and we did put in a buyback clause. Yeah, that was, you know, that was what I mentioned as well. I mean, we have got the option to buy Memphis back, but for me, I think it's probably a bit too soon. Also, I'm not sure where he'd be able to fit in the squad. So yeah, that's kind of my a summary of my opinion. But if you want to see more of it, my link to that article is in the description down below. And welcome Yash as well. Dazzle wants Jose out. Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, I think you guys know I'm still Jose Mourinho in. I don't see anyone who's going to come in and do a better job. So for me, I don't see the point in sacking Jose Mourinho. You know, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, you know, why. I mean, I can understand why you might be Jose Mourinho out. The starts of the season we've had been really poor. But for me, I just think, you know, Jose Mourinho is probably the best man we could hope for right now. And potential replacements are still in a job for another club. To be fair, I would have welcomed Carlo Ancelotti to Manchester United. If Jose Mourinho was to go, I'd actually welcome him. And you know, maybe, you know, people might say he's not a defensive manager, but I think wherever he's gone, he's actually got a bit of success from the team. So you know, managers like this who are still at clubs can't really be chosen. So with the managers that are free, people look at, you know, Eddie Howe potentially for a replacement. Zidane as well is the one that is being touted as potentially Man United replacement as well. So but for those, I don't think we're gonna that they'll be the right fit for us. But of course, you guys can have different opinions. Yash says, why Jose giving comments like that? We have 8 crucial games in the next month and a half. Well, I mean, Yash, I mean, to be fair, I mean, those comments actually weren't from today. They were from a month ago. So, and for me, you know, these comments were taken very much out of proportion. You know, they were taken out of context completely. It was done in an interview with a Spanish television program, which has a similar credibility over there to the likes of The Sun and the Mail and things like that. So, again, not really the most credible news source. But I think, you know, it's very easy to think that these comments were made today because of the fact they've been brought up today. Everyone's kind of commenting on them, but actually they were made about a month ago. Not even on an English news site, on a Spanish news site. You know, if he had come out today in the press conference and stood by his comments and said, "Yes, I totally agree with everything that's been reported," then I think there'd be a bit of a kind of cause for concern. But he didn't. He, you know, he said, "You know what? I'm not playing the media's games. I know what you guys are going to do. They're trying to, you know, twist everything." So yeah, I mean that. I do feel sorry for him. I definitely do feel sorry for him, and that's probably why he looks a bit miserable sometimes. Because, you know, the media, every time he goes into a press conference, you never see him kind of laughing and joking. You always see him, you know, dreading each question. And, you know, when the media tries to turn everything you say into a big news story, I can see why. Jack says, having said that, Jose doesn't help himself with his arrogance, but I enjoy the things things like the Juventus, yeah, obviously a lot of people, and even ex-Man United players, Paul Scholes as well, were saying that it was kind of classless, but this was the Jose Mourinho that everyone wanted. I think, you know, everyone kind of wanted the one that ran across the touchline, you know, shushing the opposition fans, they were giving him loads of stick and things like that, and this is what the Jose Mourinho that everyone wanted. Granted that I do think sometimes that he kind of makes it a bit about himself when the team loses and kind of takes all the attention onto himself when actually he should be kind of looking to kind of say other things maybe. But I'm not too worried about that. I'm not too worried about what he says in press conferences. I'm worried about what happens on the pitch. And as long as we're putting in decent performances on the pitch, he can do whatever he wants for my liking. Red Army says Rashford can be a striker again, or Martial. Yeah, I'm not sure if Lukaku's going to be back in the team. Yash there says, all 23 players are fit, so it looks like Lukaku could be ready to come back into the side. I'm not too sure, but if Lukaku is fit, I think there's definitely a big chance of him starting. If you want to go see my lineup prediction, go and check out my match preview for the game that I did yesterday, if you haven't already. I think, yeah, I think, you know, Rashford, I'm not sure if he's going to trust Rashford as striker. I think if he was going to pick a striker out of Martial, Rashford or Sanchez, I think he'll probably go with Alexis Sanchez. I think it'll be similar to the Bournemouth game. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, guys. Of course, you know, you guys can leave your thoughts on that in the live chat and things like that. Yeah, it's just, okay, Jose looked confident. Don't know what makes him say we're going to be in the top 4 by January. I mean, that was another comment that he made in his press conference today, that we could be in the top 4 by January. And I think, you know, in the next 8 or 9 games are very, very winnable. You know, you've got the likes of, you know, Huddersfield, Newcastle. These sort of games are winnable games. The one game which you're probably going to be difficult to see getting anything out of is probably the game that we go away to Liverpool. But this festive period of football is going to be very, very important for us, because if we can pick up a run of form, other teams are obviously going to start faltering, and you know, especially with the kind of volume of games that are going to be going on. So I think, yeah, I think if we can actually put a good run of form together, it could be really good. But we just need to, you know, get the consistency going, really. Jack says, look around world football and ask how many world-class managers have an option of either playing Young or Valencia at right back and Smalling and Jones at centre back. Some players aren't good enough. I think it's a good point you make there, Jack, because I think a lot of the blame gets put on Jose Mourinho's shoulders, but I actually think that some of the personnel that he's got is still not good enough. And you look at the likes of Zidane, if he was able to come in, he would still have these problems. There wouldn't be, all these problems wouldn't suddenly vanish. You know, a manager like Zidane would always have these sort of problems, and you know, a new manager that comes in is going to have to deal with it, and it's not going to be as easy as just waving a magic wand and bringing in a new manager. So yeah, I think I agree with you that. Welcome Crazy Pizza Gaming to the stream. Thanks for joining. But yeah, I think, you know, obviously Jose Mourinho's comments today, in fact, they weren't today. They're a month ago, and I think, you know, I mean, it's very frustrating as a Man United fan, you know, when the media report these things out of proportion. I just wanted to give my opinion on it, and of course, you guys can leave your opinions in the comment section down below as well, and what you think of them, and do you think there's any weight to them or anything like that? But I don't think there are. And, you know, obviously the comments, if you've just joined and you don't know what comments were made a month ago, basically he was talking to a Spanish television program in an interview called Univision about a month ago. So not even today, but about a month ago. And, you know, talking about, you know, how some of the young players like Rashford, Martial, Luke Shaw lacked a bit of character, lacked a bit of bottle, and the young players these days are a lot more pampered than they are. Now, obviously, these comments have been brought up very, very recently, and Mourinho himself knows, you know, the ridiculousness and the hypocrisy of these comments, and you know, he when asked about it by one of Sky Sports journalists, you know, refused to comment, which is totally fair enough in my opinion. So that's basically the story, and I was just going to give my opinion on that. Jack says, Smalling gets a new contract. It shows where we are as a club. Yeah, obviously that's another bit of news. Chris Smalling looks like he could potentially be getting a new contract at Manchester United. I think he's, 29 years old? So, I mean, I guess it shows that Jose Mourinho has a lot of faith in Chris Smalling. And I think this season there have been some games where he has been poor, but I think in some games as well he has shown some decent ability. Although I would like to see more faith being put into someone like Eric Bailly, because, you know, I feel like he's got a lot more of a future at the club than Chris Smalling, and I think in terms of defensive ability, I think I'd rather have a fully fit and on-form Eric Bailly than a fully fit and on-form Chris Smalling. And I think obviously Lindelof looks like he's really coming into his own, so I'd love to see a Bailly and Lindelof partnership, and also it would shut down a lot of the haters that say a lot of Jose Mourinho signings don't get into the side, because that would be Bailly and Lindelof partnership would be 2 Jose Mourinho signings, both getting in the team and hopefully doing well for us. And I think if they are both on form, it could be a very, very, very formidable partnership. But obviously, it looks like Jose Mourinho does favour Chris Smalling, and I think Chris Smalling will get a lot more game time. By the way, guys, just want to mention as well that our target for the end of the year is 500 subscribers. So anything you guys can do towards that, whether that's liking, sharing, or subscribing to the channel, I'd really, really appreciate that. And thank you for all the continued support. I really do appreciate it. Jack said, Yash says, Smalling, Jones, Young, Tony V, Matic, Darmian, all can leave for me. Yeah, I think the only one in that list who I don't see leaving would be Matic. I think Mourinho's not going to let Matic go. But yeah, I could definitely see Smalling, Jones, Young, Valencia and Darmian all leaving. I mean, Matteo Darmian, I'm not sure how he didn't leave in the summer, to be honest. I really don't understand how Darmian is still at this club. He didn't offer anything for me when he has been at Manchester United. As I've always said about Darmian, there's never really been a performance for me where... there's never been a performance for me where I've said about Darmian where I've gone, you know what, this guy's going to be the next big thing. And it's disappointing because I thought Darmian, when he came in, the Italian fullback, he could have done a lot for us. But unfortunately, it just hasn't worked out. Welcome, Michael. Welcome to the stream, mate. Thanks for joining. Please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, mate. Really would appreciate that. But thank you very much for joining. And please do leave your thoughts in the live chat on what you think. The camera that I use is an HP 1080p HD webcam. I don't have the actual box and things like that, but I can look it up for you. I don't have it right now. I can't see what the model is. There's no kind of model of it, but it's kind of just like an HP 1080p HD webcam that I use. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure you'll be able to search it up. It's kind of like a thin black rectangular thing, and it can kind of clip onto the top of my laptop. So that's why you're seeing me now. Yeah, says include Sergio Romero too, who will also leave. Yeah. No, I think, Romero will probably leave, especially the fact that we went to the trouble of signing Lee Grant. I think Romero probably doesn't have too much of a future. And also Pereira as well, who's out on loan at the moment. I've forgotten where he is out on loan, but he is out on loan at the moment. So I think he doesn't really have too much of a future either, which is disappointing because I thought he could actually be a really good goalkeeper. But I think... talking about goalkeepers, it is absolutely imperative that we do keep David De Gea. Yes, I feel like, if he wanted to leave and he did leave, I would feel no hard feelings whatsoever. He's done enough for this club, frankly. He's saved us on multiple occasions, and I think if he left, I'd be like, thank you very much for your service. I don't feel anything at all. Go and chase your dreams. Go and win Champions League titles, because I don't think it's going to happen at Manchester United anytime soon, unless we do kind of back the manager and bolster our squad a bit. There you go. I mean, let's hope that David De Gea signs a new contract, but it could be, really, it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be a struggle. Yash said, include Sergio Romero too. He will also leave. Oh yeah, of course, you've already said that, Yash. But thanks for the comment. Matthew Jones from the stream, thanks for joining. Yeah, don't worry about it, Matthew. I am streaming a bit earlier than usual, and it's probably not going to be too long of a stream anyway. I'm probably going to end it very, very soon. But thank you very much for joining in, Matthew, anyway, and popping in. And going to check out... United Fan Focus in the description down below if you haven't already as well. Great Manchester United content. Also, whilst I'm here, go and check out Rodney Cyrus's channel, where the podcast has just gone up. If you've got an hour of your day, go and check it out. Me, Jessica and Rodney talked all thing about the Marcus Rashford rumours potentially going to a big side if he doesn't get enough game time, and also why some Man United players play better for their countries than their clubs, and that's what we're kind of talking about, and other subjects to do with Manchester United. So if you do like podcasts and things like that, go and check that one out on Rodney's channel. Jack says, it's Black Friday, maybe we could try and bid 50 million for Messi. Yeah, bit of a discount there. But no, I mean, to be fair, I mean, Messi would not want to come here. There's no way Messi would want to come to United, and I'm not even sure if Messi would even, do well in the Premier League. That's what I'd be worried about. But there you go. Yeah, so if Dubai doesn't settle up with Jose, may also leave. I think, yeah, if Bailly doesn't really get that much game time, if he continues to sit on the bench, I could potentially see him leaving in the summer, because he definitely has got a lot of potential which we're not using, and it's really frustrating because we've seen how well Bailly can play in that defence. It's just, unfortunately, at the start of the season, he had a few bad games, which has led to Mourinho to be very reactionary and take him out of the team. So, that's one thing that I don't really like about Mourinho, the fact he's so reactionary, and he doesn't really give too many players a really long run in the team, which I think we've seen with some players, that like Luke Shaw, when you give them a consistent run in the team, they can improve, as well as Victor Lindelof as well. So I think there's evidence there that even if a player doesn't perform that well, you should keep persisting with them, keep giving them opportunities. And I also feel the same for Andres Pereira as well. Where has he gone? He started the season, I thought he did all right. It's just in the first few kind of performances, we kind of lost a few games as well. And I think, yeah, again, Mourinho was very reactionary. Ricky says 50 million and one to do the trick. Oh yeah. Oh my god. I still remember when Arsenal bid like 40 something million and 1 pence for like, and £1 for Luis Suarez. Those were the days. Yeah, so totally, if there's an offer on Messi price, going to Black Friday shopping in New York. Yeah. Well, I mean, Black Friday, of course, I play a bit of FIFA myself. I know that Jack also plays a bit of FIFA, so I'll be getting stuck into that. So yeah, but that's the only Black Friday I will be participating in today. I'm not going to be, sucked into buying things. So there you go. Yeah, I think Andres Pereira was kidnapped by Jose. It seems like he hasn't featured since like the Derby game. I'm not sure if he even featured in that game. I can't remember the last time he started a game, and I think maybe the Crystal Palace game would be the perfect time to do so. Yash goes with 2-0. Welcome Paige Davis as well. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. Please leave a like if you haven't already. But yeah, guys, I'm going to end it there. It's just going to be kind of a little short stream, giving my thoughts on the comments, and what I thought about it, and looking into it, what the real story was. Of course, if you are watching this as a video, thank you very much for watching. Please do leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, and also subscribe to the channel if you are new, and if you haven't already as well, go and check out the Crystal Palace preview that is up on the channel right now, and yeah, go and check that out. Leave a like on it if you do like the content, but thank you very much to everyone who has been watching tonight. Really appreciate it. Or mid-evening, or late evening I should say, at 5 o'clock. Tell me, guys, if you like this sort of time for me going live, or do you think I should go live a bit later? Please do let me know. Anything you guys want, please do let me know. Thank you, Jack, as well. And go and check out Jack's channel, because I know for sure there is some brilliant content going on there, as well as checking out United Fan Focus and Rodney's channel if you haven't already. But thank you very much for watching, guys. Really appreciate it as always. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and the next time I'll be speaking to you will be after the Crystal Palace game, giving my thoughts on it. Hopefully we can get all 3 points. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you guys in the next one.